In today's video, we're going to take a look at visual styles in the AutoCAD 3D environment. Now, when you start working in AutoCAD 3D, the visual style is quite important when trying to relay, sort of a visual effect or, something to the client that you might be working with. So when you do start drawing in 3D, you might start drawing a cube or something like that, or maybe a box. And from the top, when I start drawing, it will just show me that box, and nothing seems to have actually happened. Now, what's happened over here is I can still see my box that I've created from the top, but it's obviously given a 3D elevation into the Z-axis, which is coming towards me. So to do that, I can just quickly orbit, and you'll see there that it very, very quickly takes on a 3D aspect, but with the like sort of a wireframe, just the outline of the box that I've drawn. Now, how do I see it as a more solid shape? Because I know that I've drawn it as a solid, but it's not looking like a solid. So when we start drawing in AutoCAD, the default visual style is your 2D wireframe. Okay, and the 2D wireframe basically displays your object using lines and curves, and it's really optimized for the 2D drawing environment. Now, just take note that some of the 3D functionality is not available when you are in this 2D wireframe. So if, for instance, if I select this object over here and I go to my move gizmo does not work or does not show because I'm in my 2D wireframe environment. The next visual style that I can take a look at is maybe conceptual. So with a conceptual, you'll see over here, it kind of gives a nice conceptual look. And if I select one of these objects now, you'll notice that my move gizmo does pop up. So you'll see there that with the 2D wireframe, that 3D gizmo does not get visualized, but in the conceptual and most of the other 3D visual styles, it will get conceptualized over there. What you'll notice is that with the conceptual style, I've got my layers red, but it kind of gives it a just an off reddish kind of color, like conceptual color over there. If I've got hidden, you'll see there that it will hide the lines at the back over there. So it gives you a hidden view. So you'll see over here, I can only see what's visible from the front, and this is my hidden detail over here by not having, it's a wireframe, but with all the hidden wireframes not available to me. I've got realistic. Now, I'm just going to quickly show realistic and shaded. Okay. They're basically realistic, shaded, and shaded with edges. The shaded with edges, you'll see there's a kind of a reddish line. I'm going to go change this to white, and then we'll see what that color is over there. So you'll see a little bit better over here. You'll see that it's kind of like a grayish color, but then you've got these white outlines over here. So that's your shaded with edges. Shaded without edges takes those edges away. Okay, so it's a bit of a smoother visualization. And then you've got realistic. Now, realistic, we don't really see anything. And why is that? That's because realistic is for when we've actually applied materials to it. So let's go take a look at how we do that. So if I go through to my visualize, I'm going to go to my materials browser. And let's take a look at maybe some ceramic, and let's do the square over here. Okay, so there's my realistic over there. You can see there that I've got my tiling over there. Now if I go back to my visual styles and I put onto shaded, you'll see it disappears. So you'll see there I've got the difference between those two over there. Okay, so with shades of gray, what you'll see then is it's got different shades of gray to it. So this is all kind of the same, but as you go through the different sort of options you have, you'll have different shades of gray over there. Then what we've got is the sketchy. So the sketchy is quite nice. You'll see over here sketchy we've got over here. And this sketchy over here, it's kind of like the architectural drawings that you give to a client where they want to see that it's like a nice little sketched drawing that you've created, so that they kind of like it. And it's something that the architects have used for quite a while. Then you've got wireframe. Okay, so very similar to our the 2D wireframe, but with this 3D wireframe, you'll notice there when I select the object, my 3D gizmo scale gizmo or my move gizmo actually comes up so I can see it over there. And then we've got X-ray. So what it does is it will then put in the colors or the materials that you've got, that you've assigned to each of the objects. And there you can see as well that it's X-ray. So it's kind of like you can see through it. So those are the different visual styles that you have got sitting in over here. You can create your own visual styles as well and use that going forward. But with AutoCAD, once again, just getting a very quick visual style on what the client may want to see, you get straight out of the box. Thanks very much for watching.